Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
Hello. What's going on to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, honey, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers. What's your tea? Hello, my darlings. It's another glorious day, my darlings, and I know you have all of your crumpets together because you know what time it is, honey. It is time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's going on? Well, babies, honey, we are here. I'm glad to be back with you. For those of y'all who are following me and care, you know, last weekend, honey, I was out of town. Okay, getting my debauchery on, honey. I was down at Big Boy Pride, honey, in Orlando, Florida. An organization, it's a festival that started by the organization Big Brothers Network, honey, under the direction of Tony Brown and Jay Holiday. Okay, and what this is, it is a celebration of the man of size, honey, and those who adore him, honey. Now, of course, we call the big boys a Big Boy Pride or whatever because there is a racial divide, unfortunately. Usually when you hear the term big boys or whatever, that usually refers to African-American and people of color, okay? Most of the time when you hear the bear community is the same thing. It's just that most of the time when you hear the bear community, it is more so attributed to our Anglo-Saxon Caucasian counterparts. And it's not like there are no black bears or whatever the case may be. And usually when we say bears, it's because of their hair. They keep facial hair or whatever. They usually have hairy bodies and all that kind of jazz. And we all know that we come in that particular array. But there is a racial divide. So anytime you hear that there is why. There is a distinction. Okay. And most of the time, a lot of our men of size who identify as men of size or whatever, you know, we don't have a lot of safe spaces in our in a lot of the bear runs or whatever. And then let me say this as well. And I don't think it's that we don't have safe spaces. I think what it is that we have cultural differences. And the black boys who are attributed with the bear community, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them end up shunning other black men, you know, because they're sexually attracted to white guys or whatever. And so when other black men come around, they end up shunning the other blacks and carrying on, which is ridiculously insane. However, yeah, so not only do we have that to continue with, but we got to deal with internalized shade, honey, from our own. So be that as it may. So that's one of the reasons why this Big Boy Pride is put together. The other reason, and probably the major reason, is because it allows the man of size to be the flavor of the day, if you will, or the weekend or whatever. We get to come up in there at 250 pounds or heavier. And we get to be two or whatever, because I like man boobs and I like you with a belly. And I like, you know, we get to be the ones to be on display. to get to be and without judgment, without any kind of ridicule, because within the alphabet community, this here is one of the stigmas that we have to deal with. And usually you hear a lot of no fats, no films, no this, no that. You hear a lot of that within our community and carrying on. So oftentimes we get to the clubs or the bars or whatever, and the big boys are always, we talked about, and, when they show no love at all, whether platonically or romantically. So in this particular space, it allows us the opportunity to be the catch of the day, honey, to where if I'm here and I want to reach out to someone who I find attractive or whatever, I'm able to do so. Not necessarily without being shut down, because people still have, you may not be the catching me out to everyone, but you have a better chance of, having success with it versus being out in other events, and then you become ostracized because of your size or because you big and no fats, no fem. So not only are you 6'4", 300 some odd pounds and feminine, not the most masculine of men or whatever, it becomes all of that. So the organization Big Brothers Network created Big Boy Pride so that we're able to do our thing the way that we do it. You know what I'm saying? And that there is a joy, because someone who I'm a man of size, of course, and I adore a man of size, and I'm called a chub for chub, honey. Yes, chub for chub, baby. I love a big old man. Okay, just can't be sloppy though. Now I do have a cutoff point. I don't mind the weight. You just can't be sloppy. Okay, and looking uncomfortable at your weight. If you that big to it, you looking uncomfortable, then we got to do something about that, at least in my opinion. But you may feel as though you're all right. But that for me, yeah. So that's particularly my cutoff or whatever, if you will, romantically. But at these kinds of events, there should never be anyone there who feels as though they are not appreciated or not welcomed, because the event is for the man of size. So there's just a little bit about what that was about and why it is, and carrying on. So a lot of you who may be health gurus and carrying on, I have a video that went viral on my YouTube where Walter Hampton and I went back and forth, because it started a thing, and someone who advocates for health and wellness and carrying on, you still over 200 pounds. You still are a big boy, because he was 275 at the time. So since you still fit the category, you're just muscular, So just because of that does not mean that, we're celebrating obesity and this, that, and the other. It's not necessarily that. What it is, we're celebrating the bodies that we have. And if you are that involved in it and carrying on, honey, then bring your ass down here with a couple of exercise tips or whatever, and get us out there so that we can sit down there and be healthier big men, if that's your take. So that's something that we had to deal with. So that there is all of that. Okay. I had a wonderful time, and you can see I'm a little tanned. Okay, just a little bit. I'm burned as well. And I also, child, I got on the plane Tuesday. I came, and I don't know if I slept wrong or whatever, but have y'all ever had that little crick in your back that seems like it feels like it's a muscle spasm or something, because it's here and it's grabbing me. And there are moments where I'm fine, and if I move wrong, it'll hit or whatever. But earlier today, God damn it, I went grocery shopping and running some errands and things, and I had my bags, and that damn thing locked up on me. And I'm trying to run, walk to the house with my bags so I don't fall out or nothing. And then all of a sudden, when I tried to inhale and exhale, it was like, oh my God, it was like it was hurting me to breathe, because whatever this is, it locked and it just grabbed hold of me. So when I sat down and was able to stretch out a little bit, it released itself. But when it locks up, I still have to make sure that I'm breathing okay. And I'm like, no, this is not asthma or whatever. And I don't necessarily know what this is. So if it bothers me any further, I'm going to go to the doctor and see what's going on. Because like I said, when I came home Tuesday is when this started. So now you know, it's still there. Like throughout the day, it's there in the tens or whatever. But I don't necessarily know what the hell this is, and it's fucking with me. And yeah, I know many of y'all say get your ass up and go to the doctor. What keeps me from going is the fact that, of course, I don't have any health insurance at the moment. So, of course, going to ERs and carrying on, they're going to want you to have a $200 deposit and all this old bullshit. And then the treatment becomes laxed, okay? Because they don't want to go all out of their way because, you know, you don't have insurance or how they going to get paid. And it becomes all that bullshit. So that there was that, but I'm going to have to. This still bothers me. I just got some Motrin 800, so I'm going to take that before I go to bed tonight to see if that releases, you know, some of this. And we're going to call that grace. So, ha, ha, ha. So that's what's going on in my world. What's happening with you guys? We're going to have a wonderful show today. I'm hoping that my co-hosts come up in. Nikki said she probably won't get in until about 10 o'clock. I don't know what Red is doing just yet. I do know that they're preparing for the grandbaby's birthday on tomorrow. So they may have some things going on, and he may come up in here soon. But it might be that I might be solo. Ooh, excuse that. Okay. But if that's the case, we're going to get right into this, my darling. So be that as it may. Okay, these children are doing the most with this Cash App shit. Okay. You know what? Let me go there because I'm so tired of this. Have y'all been getting folks to send you little things on Facebook or texting and carrying on, talking about something? Listen, send me your Cash App because I'm gonna sit down here and I'm gonna bless you, right? But then when you send them the Cash App, then they say, okay, do you have money in your Cash App? Because you need to have money in your Cash App for this to go. How in the fuck do I need money in my Cash App and you supposed to be blessing me? What the fuck does my damn coin need to do with your coin and you blessing me, so you say? Okay. So, you know, I'm so sick of all these damn little shits. Okay, because it doesn't even make sense. It does not even make sense. And then what happens is you go through all these old bullshits because it comes from legitimate folks, right? They sit up there saying that wow, what you say, Michael? I went to the ER for an x-ray last summer when I didn't have insurance and I was charged over $4,000. Yes. Yes, because you can see going to the ER and carrying on becomes a la carte. And see, one of the things that we do know was this, and this is why healthcare is absolutely ridiculously insane. Healthcare becomes that way because most of us wait until it's emergency status. We never do preventative anything anymore. Everything is always emergency. Okay, so because of that, we end up going to the emergency room, and then they probably not gonna see us again until whenever. So they end up charging you a la carte. They charge you for every pill they give you, for every poke and prod, and every test, every this, every that. And by the time you get done, yeah, a simple emergency room visit will cost you, you know, $4,000-$5,000. And you're like, well, shit, I didn't do nothing but sit up here and wait for y'all all goddamn day. It took me 16 hours to get the fuck up out of here because remember, here, if you go to your indigent hospitals, like here in Atlanta, we have Grady. In Detroit, there's Sinai, Grace, and Receiving, okay? So, you know, every major city or whatever, they got that indigent hospital to where they're the ones that all the poor folk go to, those who don't have insurance and this, that, and the other. And most of those hospitals, you know, are fabulous for trauma. They're usually good with trauma, okay? But the service and carrying on is ridiculous, okay? Because a lot of them are teaching hospitals, you know, and a lot of the doctors and stuff, you know, they're seniors and doing residencies and carrying on. And no, they don't have the best bedside manner because y'all know I'm still mad at Kings County. Okay, this has been 9 years now, and I'm still fucked up with Kings County out there in Brooklyn. Okay, no, they kissed my ass twice, and I swear to you, I swear, if I ever go back and run into that same doctor, yeah, because I tried to jump up on that goddamn gurney so badly. but Mr. Taylor, if you don't like the care that you're given, you can always go to somewhere else. I'm like, bitch, I am infirmed. I can't half move, bitch. And I've been waiting for 2 days in this motherfucking emergency room for y'all to come down and tell me what the fuck is going on. For you to tell me, oh, we have other patients. No, bitch, you got 16 doctors coming up in here with you. A lot of these are students. Send the student down and say, listen, this is what's going on. We'll get back with you because the main blah, blah, blah. Y'all sent nobody for 2 days, got me down here in the emergency room. Anyway, I digress, honey. Let me get back to the getting because, child, yeah. Bullshit. Hell. Anywho, that there is that. What you say? I'm so sick and tired of them. They just looking to scam someone, shaking my head. Yeah, that's true, Princess. A lot of them are and carrying on. And, you know, you get tired of having to change your password and come on up out of these particular things because it becomes ridiculous. You know, it is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. So now, having said that, my darlings, let's get into today's show. One of the things, honey, listen, you know what? Let me start here because I want to start off. I did a TikTok. Let me start here just so that we can have a little bit of fun first. Okay.
Listen, man, I can't speak for nobody else.
Okay.
But the LGBT community that I was once a part of is not that same community.
What
We
you
used to be happy and gay.
Yeah.
Now we're just miserable and mad and talking about each other, saying what we should do and what we can't do, what we ain't doing, what we ain't doing.
Good.
Mad at the stuff for studs. Mad because studs like to get clear coat and get their nails in.
Yeah.
Mad because studs be out here twerking. Mad because the feminine lesbians is done with the studs. They just fucking with each other now. Mad because the stems came out. They half stem, half stud. Mad because the transgender male is going to date the male. Having babies and shit. Mad because people ain't using the right pronouns and adjectives and shit. What happened to us being happy and just gay?
I have no clue. I don't know,
We
baby.
is divided. We is filed up. It's not the same
It ain't.
I'm out. I'm on.
Y'all going about TikTok and y'all gonna like my TikTok, child. My TikTok name was right here, same as my cash app, Big Meat 7109, child. Go to my TikTok page and y'all. Now the person, I can't think of her name right now. Wait a minute. Oh shit. Sinidra. Yeah, Sinidra. She's a comedian. Okay. But I tell you, when I saw that baby, I howled. Okay. I absolutely howled. Okay. Because, child, that there was everything for me. Okay. That there was everything for me. Now, we have to do a male version of that. Okay. Because naturally, she's speaking from the Loyalsman side of it. And apparently, you know, she's well, now she says she don't have labels. She said, I'm just gay. Fuck all these damn labels and stud, film, or whatever. I'm just gay. Okay. And I love that. I love that about that. Fuck it. Okay. Why we sit up here with all these damn breakdowns and carrying on when it really don't mean shit, you know? But when I saw that, honey, it absolutely just unnerved me because it brought up a bigger question. Why the divide? And I think the question that she asked is, when did gay stop being gay? And I'm going to tell you, it stopped being gay when we became LGBT. QIA plus, okay. And the whole thing of it is we're no longer a demographic. Okay, we are no longer a demographic. We are a political point. We are a political Ponzi. We are just that particular realm, like the evangelicals are carrying on. You know, we are a talking point. That's to come. I'm starting to agree. You know, remember we had Dr. Cleo Monago on, and he was saying, I don't use the term LGBT because that infers white and it infers political content and carrying on. He said, and he coined this, the term same gender loving. Okay, and SGL, same gender loving, honey. You know that there is a black term. You usually hear that when black folks are talking about one another in the alphabet community, and it gives us a bit of definition, if you will, you know, and it takes off that political sting of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And to answer her question, we stopped being happy when all this shit started getting to a point where the fight started becoming separated, when we started, you know, trying to have many different points or whatever, when exact interpretation and definitions of sexual positions and carrying on started being into question. You know what I'm saying? I never knew there was a such thing as a stud for stud, okay, in lesbian community. But why not? Because in with the men, it is apropos for us to have two masculine men in a relationship. We get upset when we see two feminine men in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and the whole thing becomes crazy as shit. Okay, and it gives our heteroattractional counterparts, when they start to look at us and they hear our problems. Number one, for this to be a problem, it's like, what the fuck are y'all dealing with? Because that's some bullshit. But just like in straight relationships, you know, our heteroattractional community, you have your own set of problems that you're dealing with and carrying on. And you know, you don't like aggressive women. You know, we still trying to deal with the whole I'm a strong black woman versus I'm a ghetto bitch, and y'all got your own things to deal with. So it's the same shit. It's just that to hear it this way, you would not think that it existed in our community because we're supposed to be so happy-go-lucky and, you know, cheerful and finger snapping and everything is always so fucking fabulous. But when it comes down to it, people are just people. And it just ends up becoming a whole bunch of bullshit, you know? So a lot of that, honey, when she did that, it's just everything. I cackled and I cackled and I cackled again. What's up, Road? Road to Stardom TV, darling. Yes. Okay. So that day, I wanted to give y'all that just to have a little bit of fun and carrying on, honey. That there is just the tickle. It is the tickle. It is the tickle. It is the tickle. Okay. So now, let's get into this. My scalp is dry, Chad. I've been sitting up here. Y'all know, I told you I got slightly burned. I got a little tan, but I end up, as much sunscreen I put on, bitch still came back burned. That Florida sun, and we stay in the Florida sun like it's a different sun, right? The sun is absolutely cooking, folks, Chad. We were in 90-degree weather down there all the time that I was there, and just being out there, and I put sunblock on, and yeah, you got to put it on every 80 minutes, so you only got an hour and 20 minutes, right? But bitch, that shit was cooking and cooking and a cooking and a cooking, and we in the pool, you know, we sitting around the pool, and it was still cooking. So yeah, so if you see me, it's because I got to get my little Alo Nana cream and stuff, so I can sit down and moisturize. Okay, but let's get into today's show, my darling, because I got a few things up in here that I want to talk about. That we need to get down to some kind of something to it. Okay, so I wrote this up and want you guys to get into this because, hey, first off, how many of y'all are aware of Kevin Samuel? Okay, y'all, if you're not aware of him, honey, it's because you don't follow him. And I really don't. I've come across him in passing because, you know, he's a YouTuber and things, and he was doing his own thing. I saw him on Instagram, actually. And what I did not care for is his candor. You know, he came across like Tommy Sotomayor, you know, when it come down to black women and basically was always saying black women ain't shit and this, that, and the other, and you ain't got no man because you don't want this. He was very crass, cruel, and all in the name of keeping it real. And I'm telling the truth. It may be truth to it. It may be some truth in it, but at the same time, you're an ass. Okay, you are an asshole, and you need an ass whooping. Okay, some of the women should have ganged up and knocked the shit out of him. Okay, because you don't come at people like that, especially folks you don't know. You know, but unfortunately, he passed away yesterday of sometime, and this hit the whole airways because it happened suddenly. I was listening to Patty Jackson, your auntie of pop culture. I love her. I was listening to her commentary, and she was saying it took a whole day because his mother found out about his death on social media. It was a whole big old thing of trying to find out where he stayed, where he lived, and et cetera, et cetera. Apparently the house that he stayed in wasn't his, or whatever this was. It took a minute. So a lot of the claims and stuff when it first came out, it was hard to confirm it. And they finally confirmed that it looked like it was some sort of heart attack or something. He was with a young lady, apparently, and some whatever happened, and somehow or another they're ruling that this is a heart attack of some sort. I'm sketchy on the details of all that. I'm just listening to how it's coming in and things. And though I called him an ass and carrying on, it's real sad when folks pass away. And he had just come into his little brand of fame. He come into it, and when I heard about this, the first person that came to me was Elin Harris. Y'all remember, because he did the books and carrying on, and Elin was just becoming on his trajectory of stardom. And then all of a sudden, he was gone. And I'm seeing the same thing here with Kevin. And I'm really wanting to understand a little bit of something with that, and how is it that you guys feel about that when we look at people who become famous, just starting to get into their own, just starting to get into the money, just starting to get into the whatever of it, what does this mean? What does it mean for us? And here, I guess the bigger question is, do we even care? Because a lot of people who didn't care for him, honey, I'm sure they said, well, good riddance. And is that fair? Is that fair to celebrate his death? And this, that, and that. I mean, and be honest with me, because see, I know that I could get in my feeling. There's a certain number of people that I'm like, child, just go and die some goddamn where, and that may be a hard thing to say, but at the same time, there's just, you just feel that way because there's just some people who do more harm than good, and it's like for the weight of the world, and I'm not talking about the personal shit where you just can't stand somebody and y'all just don't have an understanding. I'm talking about those who have been a complete detriment to society. Those who have not possessed any good, or limited good on the overall scope of things, and then it becomes a whole bit to do. So you're looking like, bitch, would you just go somewhere? Okay, go somewhere. All right. So, but in this particular case, I've not seen any of the posts, but I've read them. Well, I've not read them. I've listened to other people who have read them and said that they're celebrating his death and laughing and carrying on that he died or whatever. It's like, is that even necessary? Is that necessary? Is it necessary? Love or hate him, Kevin Samuels' death shouldn't be laughed at. Okay, I give you that. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this because y'all remember when rapper Eazy-E had tested positive for HIV, and then right after that he was alive for a little minute and he died. And even though I was not a part of the whole movement into gangster rap, I was mesmerized that he became HIV positive. And I remember my friends were like, damn, because my facial expression, he thought I was smiling because I was glad about it. I said, no, I'm not glad about this at all. Why would I be glad about that? He said, but your facial expression. I said, my expression is, if he got it, then maybe straight folks would start to pay a fucking attention. Maybe this is what God needed to get straight folks to understand this wasn't just a gay thing. And then the idea of it was, oh my God, because I know that terrified them because everybody thought it was a gay disease, what HIV was, back in the 80s. And this, that, and the other. So I know they questioned his sexuality. They questioned all this. Man, you probably dipping on this. There was a whole bunch of scrutiny that went on that nobody should have had to endure. And so when I think about that, was those, these kinds of things hit me that way because I'm like, wow, So now that he's done passed so suddenly, it's like, damn, like I said, I thought of Elin Harris as well. That's the first person I thought about was Elin Harris. It's like, he just came into his own, just coming into what all this means. Damn, So it was more so sadness or whatever, because it's like, did you really get a chance to enjoy your popularity? Did you really get a chance to enjoy your fame? What was it that you were able to accomplish with it? You know what I'm saying? And those are some of the things that I look at that when we talk about things like that. What are some of your thoughts, honey? Put it in the comments and let's go with it. Okay, let's go. Here's another thing that's in the news, and this is gonna be a heavy one. And that there is this whole thing about SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, wanting to overthrow and overturn Roe v. Wade. Whoever leaked that letter, number one, they're coming for you. Okay, they're coming for you. And I'm sure that he did that because it was a covert operation. You understand? And everything that is going on in this particular world now seems to be a covert operation. If y'all are not looking at the signs, the so-called conservative right, okay, or whichever side of the damn bird they on, who's the right and who's the left, I forget. But these conservative children are doing everything in their power to take us back to times before 1920. And I say that because in 1920, women got the right to vote. Okay. Women got the right to vote, and it still didn't, it did not necessarily change the power dynamic. But what has happened is, I say going back before that time, because when white men were running this world and had control over everything, nobody else had any kind of power. Okay. Women being able to have the right to vote started to mobilize them to where then come 50 years later in the 1970s when we had the women's movement. Okay. So it took them all that time to 1920 to get the right to vote. Then another 50 years to become empowered to say, I am woman, hear me roar, and blah, 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 blah. Anything you could do, I could do better, or whatever. When we had that, okay. A lot of what we're seeing here with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, what I'm sick of, and I'm going to say this out loud, and all of you who are Christian, you may get upset, but I don't give 2 cents less than a good damn. I'm sick of you motherfuckers acting as if you're the only thing that have an opinion around here. Okay? Listen, I'm a believer, and I understand who God is to me independently. But one thing about this country is that you're taking your spiritual beliefs and you're sitting up here trying to make a whole entire world believe to what you believe in. Okay? You're becoming bullies, and you want to throw God in this as if that's supposed to mean something. But I'm going to ask you this question. If you in your pulpit teaching that God is omnipotent and God knows everything, and God knew us before we were even conceived in the womb, Don't you think God know what the fuck is going on down here? So why is it that you feel it is your religious right to fight for something that you have no control over? Huh? Now, get it. I understand. And hear me well. I understand. A lot of this stuff about abortion and stuff came about because a lot of people were using abortion as birth control. Okay. You did the deed. You got pregnant. That was your consequence. But instead, you want to sit up there and abort the child. And then you have multiple abortions because that there was what you were using for birth control. I understand. We need to cut that shit out because you need to be responsible for your actions. Okay? I get it. I get it. But now when you're trying to dictate and tell somebody when they can and when they can't. You've heard me say this before every time we get on this topic. I remember my mother telling me that right after she had my brother, no, I'm sorry, my sisters. My sisters were born in 77. They're twins. She wanted to have her tubes, she wanted them clipped and burned. Okay? Clip them, burn them, honey. So nothing else come up out of here. And then you are going to give them to me. I don't want you to say you did it. No, you're going to put them girls in my hands. I know that they're done. Okay? And in 1977, a woman who was married still did not have control over her own motherfucking body. My mother said the doctors told her that she needed her husband's permission to do that. And she said, permission to do what? Well, you had to get his permission in order for you to do all this because maybe he wants to have more children. She said, he got 2 boys and 2 girls. We can't do nothing else. Ain't nothing else coming. He got 2 and 2. What else is there to have? Okay. And my mother, you know, was one. She was very adamant. No, you're not gonna tell me when I'm what he gonna tell me to do with mine. This is my body. Burn and clip them. And they did. Okay. It was reluctance, but they did. That was 1977. And here we are, 45 years later. Okay. And y'all want to get into this whole thing of trying to still tell a woman what she can and cannot do with her own body. And you want to throw God in this. Now, I don't care what your personal spiritual beliefs are, because my personal belief is this. I personally believe, and I personally believe that you can't come to me and tell me that you aborted my baby. You can't. There's no such thing. Okay, you cannot personally come to me and don't think that I'm gonna whoop your, and I'm not gonna whoop your ass for killing my baby. There is no way. There's no way on this continent that anybody, a woman, would ever come to me and tell me, "Oh, I was pregnant with your baby, but I got rid of it," because I will fuck her up. Okay, I will fuck her up. No qualms about it. Okay, because the hell about that goddamn about this abortion thing is the man don't never have nothing to say about it. Y'all bitches sit up there and say, "Oh, it's my body. You can't tell me what to do." Okay, that's true. But hell, if I know it's my baby, why don't I have a say in my child? See, that's the fucked up part of this thing that nobody wants to talk about. But particularly in this day and age, when you don't know who the fuck the goddamn daddy is. See, that's that gray area that we have to clean up. Okay? So that's my personal thing on abortion. But globally, you can't tell this woman what she can and cannot do with her body. You can't. That's probably why I'm gay today. Okay, there's got to be one of the reasons why I'm gay. Okay, because a woman could not have came to me and told me no shit like that. As a matter of fact, I prefer that you didn't. If that's what you did or whatever, then that's between you and God, the way it's supposed to be. Don't come to me and tell me no bullshit like that. Do not do it, especially as much as I want children, and you gonna kill my baby, bitch. Okay, but that's me. That's my personal opinion. Globally, no, you can't tell no woman what to do. You can't tell, and stop playing God. Stop acting as if you are the authority of what God is. That's the part that's getting me. And everybody who's on this particular thing, I don't care how fucking conservative you say you are, everybody who's on this bandwagon that sit up there and say we need to stop abortion and overturn this bullshit, I have yet to see that now that we in this momentum, that y'all going flooding the damn orphanages and carrying on saying that we want to adopt these children. I have yet to see that y'all going over here. Where were y'all at with the babies overseas and carrying on? Remember the whole the starving children of Africa and carrying on? You remember them little campaigns with Sally Struthers and send 35 cents a day and you can have this child and blah blah. Where y'all at? Huh? Where are you? Since the child's life is everything, where the fuck are you? See, all of this is getting out of hand and it's becoming political fodder because people want power. The power of all of this and the power of the religious right, for all you evangelicals out there who sit up there wanting to continue to make this a Christian nation, okay, when you know damn well that it's not completely a Christian nation. We have too many different faiths up in hell. Christian ain't even together. How in the hell you gonna sit up there and say that you Christian, but yet you look down on the Jehovah's Witnesses? Okay, the Kojic Church don't want to be bothered with the Baptists. The Baptist Church don't want to be bothered with the Lutheran. The Lutheran don't want to be bothered with the Apostolic. The Apostolic don't even want to be bothered with the African Methodist Episcopal. How in the hell y'all gonna sit up there talking about what this is, and you ain't even got it together yet? But you want to make a collective decision? Oh, well, God made the baby. God knew that. If you're telling me that this is an omnipotent God, God knows these things. So why is it that you feel it is up to you to sit there and tell this woman what she can and cannot do? Your job is to pray and praise things through. You don't know what the walk is, and everybody don't know what the walks are. You don't know what her path is or what her journey is that God has called her to do or him to do in order to have relationship and communication. You don't know that. But yet everybody want to act as if they have a fucking authority on somebody else's body. Okay? You want to adulterate the scripture that, okay, a husband, when you are married, that your body is no longer yours. Says who? Because Jesus didn't say that. That was Paul. Your body is no longer yours. Really? Really? My body is no longer mine, but yet you left me because I've gained weight and didn't help me lose the weight. My body is no longer mine, but yet when I needed a liver transplant or a kidney transplant, your ass left. Okay, because you didn't want to be bothered. When I was sick up in here and had the shits, honey, you hired somebody. You wouldn't even come to me and give me some assistance because you felt that was nasty. Y'all hear where I'm going with this, right? And I'm only using those as examples. They may seem extreme, but I'm using those as examples. Okay? Because this is what you want people to believe. Okay? I'm sick and tired of everybody who claiming to be Christian, who want to wave this Christian flag and want to make it a law when it's not. It is not. You could tell me all about spiritual laws and carrying on, and that's fine. But one of the things about beliefs, our beliefs are personal. Beliefs are individual. Everybody don't believe the exact same way. Okay, we may have an abundance of agreement. We may agree with one another, but how we dictate and live our lives is not 100% the same. Okay, interpretations may be a little different, or I may see this a little differently, because of what my experience are as a person. Okay, that here is what the beauty of it is when it said, "Fail not to assemble thyself," because see what God has done for you. I get to tell you what God has done for me, and we can sit down here and be like, "Oh, how good God is." Okay, because if it happened for you, it could happen for me. Maybe not in the same way, but it could. If you got the house because you hit the lottery, and I got the house because I had inherited it, didn't we both get the same house? We got a house and it was a blessing. So who's to say one was right and one isn't? And that's the part that I'm having with all of these children. Okay, y'all want to fuck up some shit and come into something that has nothing to do with nothing. And then you want women to sit down here. Have you thought about the idea that, have y'all heard that a lot of the states are going through and trying to make it to where they're shutting down everything. You can't even, they're shutting down abortion clinics and carrying on. I just heard a couple of states are trying to make it to where abortions, if you have an abortion, that's considered to be homicide. Hey, what's up, city of South Fulton? It's going to be more babies in foster care. Listen, Angeline, the foster care system is fucked. And people in the foster care system only want the babies because they get money. So what are we saying? Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this. All right? And let's get real for a second. Because are you trying to tell me, oh government of ours, that you're about to perpetuate a whole big old plan and a stigma to where we are now about to make money off of these babies? Because the black market, y'all know, honey, a lot of the kids, a lot of the children end up buying babies and stuff on the black market because they couldn't have children. Okay, a lot of the people who become foster parents only become foster parents only to get the money. They don't take care of them kids the way that they should. We hear too many stories about kids in the foster care system who become physically abused and neglected. But the money is there. Oh, it's money in foster care, honey. Oh, they do that like they do that there is the new hustle. Because the children can't get on welfare no more with all the umpteen damn kids. So what you do, you become a foster parent and you get what, $3,500 a month per child or whatever. I don't know what the rate is. I heard somebody say that that's what they were getting. $3,500 a month per child. So you got 3-4 kids up in here, but you getting $12,000 a motherfucking month. Really? So of course, the kids ain't gonna get the best of the clothes. Y'all gonna take them to damn Foreman Meals or some motherfucking where. You're probably gonna order everything off of Wish, make it 2 sizes too damn small. You understand? Why? Okay. Why? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh. Oh, excuse me. I don't drink a lot of soda anymore, but when I do, it's because I got gas on me. I'm trying to get it to come on up. So it's gonna be one of them nice children. So this is what I'm looking at, okay? Because we are potentially about to start to facilitate and foster in the whole child trafficking in a whole different way. And I'm gonna say it just like that, because that's exactly what this is about to become. Child trafficking. Because ain't that what you tell us that they do? Huh? Ain't that what you tell us what they do? They come and get these kids and take them all everywhere else. Okay, use these children as pawn pieces and whatever to make money. So now you try to usher in a so-called evangelical move and want to push forth an agenda, all in the name of God, and about to foster in some shit that's going to have catastrophic intentions down the line and catastrophic outcomes down the line. Because now the hustle is going to be, well, if the children can't have abortions, then it's going to be all these damn like I say, either back alley abortions where you're going to be killing these folks. Do y'all remember why abortions became legal in the first place? Because it was to stop all of the back alley shits when these women were dying. Folks acting as if they know what the hell to do with abortions and carrying on women going in back alleys, literally, okay, and having coat hangers and stuff put up in them so they could snatch the baby out or kill the fetus or whatever. End up hemorrhaging and bleeding to death. Internalized whatevers. Rusted apparatuses and rusted tools. This is really what you want to go back to? Really? Or you're going to force them to have the children so that you can make money off of the adoption, or put the kid in foster care so that the children can sit down here and make money off the foster care. See, that there is trafficking, right? Isn't that a form of child trafficking that nobody wants to consider? Because you thinking that, oh, it's just about kidnapping the babies and taking them to foreign countries or holding them against their will. That's what this is, right? Right. Okay. Right. Well, y'all done got quiet on me. Don't get quiet on me now. Don't get quiet on me now. Do not get quiet. Because see, this here is some of the shit that nobody, if they thought about it, it's not making the headlines that it should, because these are some of the discussions that need to be on that floor. Okay. These are some of the discussions. And to all my evangelicals who are considered to be conservatives, okay, you so fucking conservative to where now you want to sit down here and put God in all of this. Okay. When you're part of the problem, because half of these babies are being made from your godly ass. Okay, fornicating the thing. Ain't that what you say? The sin of it all? But y'all the main motherfuckers out here doing this shit. Huh? Somebody make this make sense to me. Somebody up in here make this make sense to me. All right. Now we can get all into, okay, you know, we got the three judges that Trump had put in or whatever, that are conservative judges, and this has been the plan from the beginning and all that. And we knew that because conservative people are really out of touch in a lot of ways. They refuse to let life move forward. They refuse to let life be life. Okay. And they get stuck in a time warp. Okay. Many of us do that. Y'all hear me talking about these young little sisters all the time. Okay, back in the day when we were, but it's their time. This is what youth does. We're supposed to pass on the knowledge that we have, and then they're supposed to take it and shape it to where this is, because their experiences are different. Back in my day, we were the generation that had computers. Could you imagine what my mom and them did? Okay, when my mother started working as an adult, they got into computer key punching and carrying on. Okay, understanding what banking is. Okay, as a key punch operator, that's what my mother was. Okay, so you're talking about the beginnings of what the computer age was starting to be. What about the children in my grandmother's generation that carrying on? We got computers. They had typewriters. Okay, to where your accuracy, if you ever took a typing class, you got your speed. If you did 65 words a minute, you did 65 words a minute, but your accuracy had to be right. Your accuracy had to be 100%, because you couldn't do 65 words a minute and then your accuracy was only 45. That's not making sense. It's not making sense. Somebody make this make sense to me, honey. Okay. What you say, Buck? Pandora's box has been opened. What crazy would be let out next? Child, listen, I'm going to tell you, like Flame has said, Flame Monroe posted this on her Instagram. Or was it Facebook? One of the two. And she said, listen, and she's talking to the transgender community. She said, we need to rally behind this and get on board and help these ladies fight for their rights to their reproductive bodies. Because if they're going to control that, then they're going to control what, how trans is supposed to be able to do. You already see that a lot of states that came up, governors and stuff that passed into law, that a lot of, the transgender athletes and stuff can't compete on the high school and carry and a couple of states that did that already, school boards and shit that did that, to where they don't want the transgender athletes to compete. And we got somebody here in Georgia running on that campaign. That's his whole campaign thing. That's why I funded the bill. A transgender boy, and he said that ain't supposed to be with the girl. That's what it's called. It's called girl sports. So, that's his whole fucking campaign. So number one, you're disrespectful, transgender boy, okay? And then on top of it, you really don't give a damn, see? And instead of the trans children, creating their own lanes and making sure they fight for their own equity, now, if you're starting here with Roe v. Wade, which has been on the books for the last 50 some odd years, then the trans ain't gonna never have nothing, because there's what's on the books for trans is slowly but surely coming to par because it's up under LGBT. They don't have necessarily anything on their books, on the books directly for them. Okay, so that's interesting. Come on up in here, Ed. What's going on?
What kind of flabbergasted, twisted, doggone shish kebab mess they got going on?
Listen, I'm hot because what I get tired of those who claim to be Christian always acting as if they have their finger on the pulse of society, and everything becomes, oh, I'm trying to protect my Christian beliefs. And all of this is done in the name of Christianity, and that's a fucking lie. It's a lie.
Okay. First and foremost, you can't take your personality characteristics and personal wants and beliefs and whether they're doggone trash or whether they doggone treasure and place them next to doggone your religion. Okay. They don't walk hand in hand.
Boom.
Okay. And I'm a Christian man. I don't think that way. I don't think that way.
I'm sick of it.
And I have a problem with that's not Christian like. No, I got a big problem with that statement.
Okay, come on now. Come on now.
Big problem with that statement. Because I probably can find a few nuns that slid down a few poles in Atlanta. What's the problem?
Okay.
And this my thing is this. Let's start in the beginning of the entire situation.
Uh-huh.
If we start digging back into history, there's a lot of things went on with the so-called Christians that's not Christian-like.
Come on now.
Even with the Catholic Church, when somebody do something they ain't got no business, what do? They transfer them to another synagogue or something.
Right.
So you telling me I can sin and you can transfer me somewhere else and, it's all good. And I go sit in the box and somebody can tell me what they did wrong. Huh?
Wait. Wait, don't do it. Talk. Let me get my damn ghost out the oven. Keep talking to the children. Oh shit.
I just want to know has anybody ever paid attention to that? This man fondles and does all kind of type of fornicative things, whether it's on the good side or the bad side or the gay side or the straight side. And he gets busted. And instead of taking him all the way out of contact, you transfer him to another Catholic church where he is overseer of counseling and relationships, or he's the second in charge or third in command, and so he's down there with the people and everything. So he threw up some Hail Marys and he was forgiven, and then he gets in the booth, and here it is. Let's just say hypothetically, he's in here in the confession booth, and then somebody come over to the confession booth next to him and say, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I have been banging out my stepson." What? So what is he supposed to say? What kind of advice can he give him? He just got transferred in for doing the same thing to the altar boy. I'm just curious. Inquiring minds want to know.
So they see stuff like that, and it becomes a whole ring, because now you sit up there trying to explain how the hell you did it.
Exactly. And that's what gets me like, how am I take advice from somebody who has done or is doing what my issue is? I have an issue with myself where I feel like it's wrong and I'm ashamed of myself. And you over here ain't bit more got a scab on your wound from you just doing the same thing. And I'm supposed to come and confide in you?
And looking for direction. And see, here's where this is. Because hold on for a second.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. For those who don't know, the reason you see Minister Hayes there, because the title is soon to be "The Walk Has Always Been." So I can call myself that 10 years ago, because my movement and the way I do and the things I do for others, it overpowers everything you ever seen me doing in life. One thing about me, I have a giving spirit. I'm all about reach one, teach one. And everything I've done for people or done for strangers, I don't ask them for nothing. I tell them, help the next person the way I helped you, and I keep it moving. That's how I've been living my whole life. But now I have woken up to the whole situation where I feel like, you know what? It's time for me to walk in my true self, and it's time for me to stop running. Okay, stop running. That's, and I've heard stop running from 9 different people in my life, and none of them know each other.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, I will be ordained next month. Okay, that's when it steps up. That's when you can doggone say, Minister Hayes, what do you mean? And then when you run your little messy self to Google and go, boop, oh, boop, you could have had a V8, because this is a real deal here. But one thing about me, and 2 things for sure, you ain't gonna never have to transfer me to another church, because I ain't gonna do that nowhere. That's wrong. I'm gonna help everybody that I can help with God's power. Whatever He put in me and dwell in me, and whatever He hand in my hand and hand out to everybody else, I'm gonna do exactly the opposite of what these buttholes are doing.
Well, how about that? How about that?
So,
and see, here
that'll be
when
Christian,
when we're dealing with that, because see, a lot of what we have here, because see, the religious institution and the conservative plight are not necessarily hand in hand. However, they start to make it hand in hand. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to throw God up on there. Well, we're trying to preserve values and this, that, and the other, and everything is a fucking lie. It is a lie.
Okay, but guess what? Okay, here's one for you. I'm glad you said that. I know a whole minister of a church that owns a liquor store in Chicago.
How about that? How about that?
So,
okay.
Yeah, and he got a whole church 1 mile from the liquor store.
And would sit up there and tell you, and then want to justify it by saying, when the sin ain't the drinking, the sin is getting drunk.
It's the drunkenness, yeah.
It's the drunkenness. But the sin ain't drinking. Okay, well, okay. And you're right.
You're right.
But if you know that you are responsible spiritually for a flock of people, yeah, why would you choose that particular business to go into? Because it's quick money?
Right.
Or what?
Right. So, okay, so I guess I can sell crack and tell them not to smoke it.
Right. Right. Say it's a sin to smoke it, but yet.
It's a sin to smoke that.
Right, don't do it. But yet at the
Don't
same
do
time,
it.
honey.
But cash at me. Yeah.
Right. And because of that, that's where we are. This whole abortion thing and the whole Roe v. Wade turnover that is in operation. It hasn't happened yet. It's in operation because whoever leaked this letter by the Supreme Court Justice, okay, whoever leaked that, yeah, they after him or her, okay, because this was supposed to be a covert operation, but I don't believe that this was necessarily a leak. I think that this was done because there's something else that's coming up under the radar. There's something else coming up under the radar. And what it is, I'm not exactly sure. But a lot of this stuff becomes that way. And now that we are in a political year, see, politics is if you want to say something the devil,
they're going to do the marketing. I'm going to tell you something about it because you probably never thought about this.
What? Give it to me.
Here comes the marketing, right?
Uh-huh.
Here it is. Here it is. You can go out here, right? And get your freak on and act all crazy after the club. You know what I'm saying? You can lift your fork at Waffle House and lift your leg at the Days Inn. You know what I'm saying? And do all that. And guess what? On your way home, what's wrong?
No. Wait. No.
What?
No.
I'm just saying, you can do all that, right? Get up in the morning on your way home, stop at CVS, and take a morning after pill because you went raw with Billy question mark. Right. Yeah, that's a regular night right there in all the inner cities of America. You know what I'm saying? So Billy question mark. Now, went raw in you stop at CVS and you can pop a pill. Well, guess what? They call it the morning after to slide it in the door. Why do I feel like that pill will work up to 3 months?
Wow.
Why do I feel like they're not marketing like that because it was illegal when they first bought it out?
How about exactly? You know what? Now let's go here.
Right.
Let's go here because you know the female condom was not the female condom.
Exactly.
You know when they first made the female condom, it was not the female condom. It was an anal condom, but they did not know how to market it.
Right.
They did not know how to market an anal condom, so they went in to redesign it. That's why they got the little cock ring-like thing in the center of it, supposedly to be the insertion so that it could be the female condom to go in the vagina. They did not know how to market that for an ass.
Exactly. But that goes under all that governmental and FCC and FDA and all those old alphabet children in the world, right? They got .gov behind their recipe. I'm going to call it their recipe. Okay? All of them got that going on.
Did you say the recipe?
A recipe.
Just alphabet soup. Just alphabet fucking soup. That's killer. Oh, that's that's good. Oh, that's real good.
They got all that going on, right? And at the same time, a lot of stuff they're doing is so illegal, but they package it up as if they're trying to help society. And that's exactly. But they, you know what? What in the pharmaceutical world, what have they ever tried to help somebody? They got enough money to save the world and won't give you a nickel. You done took everybody's money. Can you give it some back?
Hello. Especially when you was charging $700 per pill for the goddamn shit. That's why that motherfucker's in jail now.
Exactly.
That's why he in jail now. $700 per pill, and I got to take 30 of these motherfuckers. You don't give me a month's supply. So if I'm taking them 3 times a day, bitch, that there become 90 pills. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A month.
Meats.
What?
I don't know. I don't know if Cupcake gonna help me. I ain't show you.
Okay. Oh, you got the mic up? Don't do it. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. We're doing the redesign, y'all.
Hey,
listen.
She got on.
Listen. For the car club, you know, we this is our founder of the car club, Passionate Riders Car Club, and also Passionate Riders Outreach Ministries. But our car, you know, one of our cars that was the crown jewel of the club is going through a redesign. And so, baby, I got to get the coin together. Listen, I want to do a GoFundMe. If I do a GoFundMe, would y'all help me pay for my car? Would y'all do that?
Yeah, we
would y'all help me get my Wonder Woman car together? Because I'm going to need about a good $7,000. Okay. Can I get a good $7,000? Because I got it's the wrap, it's the rims, it's the sound system that I got to get. A couple of, you know, I really want to redo my 2 chairs because I really need to get new chairs. Okay. And then now I have the seat covers already. Haji bought me seat covers. And so I have that. He bought me those seat covers a while ago. I haven't put it on there because I was trying to, I thought I was going to do the whole thing. So I got seat covers in the car. So that was a birthday. Yeah, he bought me the thing for what birthday? Last year, I think it was. Oh, it was a Christmas.
And the guy who owned the company where that do our stuff.
Yeah.
His wife make custom floor mats. Whatever you want.
See.
Even if you come up with the image, she creates them. Nigga.
If I do a GoFundMe, honey, that's the whole thing. I got to get Miss Mavis, honey. I got to get her pimped out. Y'all gonna help me pimp my ride? That's what I'm gonna call it. Help me pimp my ride, honey. Help me pimp my motherfucking ride, bitches. Okay, let's go to the comments because these comments are love. Somebody said that they support abortion rights because those kids should have been abortions turned into killers later. It makes sense to me. Right? Somebody said that they support abortion rights because those kids should have been abortions. That should have been aborted, turned into killers later. Okay, I got it. Okay, now that's interesting. Wow. They have the kids, don't raise them right, and then they kill other people's children. The man had a point, and that's the reason he supports abortion rights. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Wow. That's definitely going to be another ugly election cycle. Of course, Buck. Of course. Mm-hmm. Same-sex marriage will certainly be on their agenda next. Now, you know damn well that's coming. Because, see, listen, the power paradigm, honey, has shifted. Ever since this is still an anti-Obama presidency campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of folks y'all don't want to believe that this is still an anti-Obama campaign because
trying to destroy everything he touched.
They've been trying to erase him from the motherfucking history books. Yep. Okay, a lot of things. Listen, they've been trying to get on this damn the Affordable Care Act, and going in, we knew it had loopholes. We knew that, but how about when we got it? Everybody was supposed to be able to qualify for it because the states were supposed to open up their fucking Medicaid. If you didn't qualify for any of the programs, the states were supposed to have Medicaid so you could qualify under that. But yet we have 21 different states that said no, fuck that shit. They didn't want to open up their Medicaid. Georgia being one of them. Okay, they didn't want to open it up. Yes, to what? Yes. What happened to separation of church and state? But now you know, just like I know, there was never a separation of church and state. It never will be when all of the laws are based on biblical principles. Do you realize that everything that we have that's supposed to be a law is attached to some kind of biblical principle?
And but why did they take it out of schools?
How about that?
You better not walk up there and say hallelujah, thank you, Jesus on the school ground.
Wait a minute. But how about that for Christianity? Because you can't do it for Christianity, but you can wear your yarmulke if you're Jewish.
Exactly. Isn't that weird?
Ain't that ha? You could wear your yarmulke if you're Jewish. You could wear your kufi if you're the thing. If you Islam, Muslim, you could wear all that, but a Christian couldn't.
Well, I got news for you. When I put that collar on, I bet you won't stop me at your front door.
Okay. So I found that it was never a separation of church and state, and then here's the big one. Why is it that we say separation of church and state when it's convenient, but every time they want to pass something, who they run to? They run to them goddamn evangelicals because they want the church children out there marching and carrying on. And anytime they say, "Oh, well, this is against the morality, the moral fabric of this," they go right to the evangelicals and let them throw God on it, and now they're finna go to pass a motherfucking bill. Really?
We notice. Check it out. They go to the evangelists because in the evangelicals, what you say you call it, they go there. That because you got to think about it. You can be ordained to be a pastor. Deacons have to ordain you. You know what I'm saying? When you get to evangelists and all, when you get to that, right, you're in the fivefold, which is political.
Mm-hmm.
They would not dare to go to the ministers or the lower part of the lower clergy of the church that's in the community. That's exactly in the community. That's preaching the word and giving the teachings of what exactly you're supposed to be doing. They're going to go to the political part of it.
Right, the hierarchy of it, yeah, because that's where the power is.
But see, that right there is the same. What's the difference between lawmakers and lobbyists? I mean, you're doing the same thing that you're doing over there at City Hall, and you're trying to do it in the church.
Exactly. Okay. The reason I support abortion rights, rape, incest, molestation, older men who fuck teenagers, and the teenagers need their abortion because some jackass did that. Understand. One thing, though, never use abortion as a form of birth control. Now, I don't agree with that one. Condoms and pills and whatever else. Protection. Exactly. And a lot of times, Groove, a lot of the children I understand that a lot of the abortion laws were to keep that from happening. Okay. That was to the views and opinion of Big Red do not reflect. Right. Okay. A lot of that was designed to keep folks from using abortion as a sense of birth control. Because I know back when I was young, I knew girls that had 2 and 3 of them. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing to your body? Why don't you just go have a hysterectomy and be done with it? If you don't want to have kids like that, just go have a hysterectomy and be done. Why are you taking time to do no kind of changes?
Hey, there's a new uninvasive situation for women where they don't even have to go through the surgery in order to have a hysterectomy, where they take the lining of the uterus out, and it's like a 1-day surgery.
Okay.
There's a new thing.
Wow.
But what gets me with this, okay? And quickly we learned somebody gave my wife and I some information today.
Okay.
And it made a lot of sense really fast. And I'm gonna have to get with this brother, and I think all of us need to sit down and talk to him. Right.
Okay.
But the women having all these fibroid, have you noticed the fibroid things and all the hysterectomies going on? Okay, he said if you got 900 women a year doing a hysterectomy because of fibroids and all the kind of stuff going wrong with them, irregular periods and all that. He says 600 of them are black.
Wow, didn't know that.
He said the reason being, this some of you didn't know too. Did you know all those pads and those tampons and all that stuff they use is made from trash from the landfills?
I heard that, yeah.
It's the truth, and that is where the toxins are getting within the bodies. They call it the fibroids, they call them the cancers, and causing all those different things. It's coming from the makeup of those products.
Get out of here.
And they're not going to leak it. They're not going to leak it. But the company he's with, something like 3-star, 3 the hard way, 3-star. They almost like us, 3 the hard way, whatever. But they are a very lucrative company. They are all over the world. They're all over. They're going through every country with this. But he was telling me about the stifleness of different areas of the United States that won't allow him to put it in the schools, the sanitary napkins for the schools, for the for the school teachers and the young ladies and all that.
Right.
And he said it's a thing that they really battling because guess what? He said it was about 10 years ago, one of the females in Congress approved it and made it a law for that stuff to be there. So what they do, up the doggone amount of tissue and toilet paper and stuff they put in the schools to sacrifice for what it is, and they never put that stuff in there.
Wow.
Oh, I really want to get this brother on the show.
We need to, because that's now
you're talking about a person that has been over probably at least 100 countries, and he's dealing with people here that are naturalists and herbalists and everything that are telling you the truth. These are people that the FDA, the FCC, they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to. They don't like these people, and because these people are helping and not treating.
Of course,
they have the cure. He told me some stuff today about some stuff that he had going on that I got going on, and obviously looking at him, it wasn't going on no more. And he told me what to do. He was like, man, He said, he was telling me about this lady he talked to was like Dr. Sabi.
Wow.
And bro, I got his phone number and everything. So I was like, yo, this is somebody.
Yeah. We're going to set that up.
Yeah.
We're going to set that up because.
But all this stuff you're talking about right now, he know the inside scoops because he rubbed elbows with everybody in all political aspects, from Vietnamese people to Chinese to Mexican to Black, and all of them know him by first name.
Wow.
Powerful.
Wow. Okay. Wow. And I was wondering what had happened with him, because I remember back in the late 70s, early 80s and stuff, when women were dying from toxic shock because of the tampons.
That's what it was.
Yeah. It was toxic, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, my man. Okay, I'm sorry. He keeps sending me little videos.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. But my brother.
Being a man of the cloth doesn't necessarily make you righteous or just. That's true.
Amen. Hallelujah. Clap for Jesus.
Okay. Right. I think it was leaked by design. So do I. Okay. True. Telling me. Okay. Right. Alphabet soup. Okay. Headed to bed, y'all. Good topic. Have a great rest of the show. Catch you tomorrow. Okay, Buck.
All right, Buck. Love you.
So, with that, let me go here because I'm going to show y'all something, because we're asking where else is this going. Let me show y'all this, because this child here is this Michigan? No, this is Texas. Texas now is deciding to challenge the Supreme Court about states educating for free. Okay. Texas Governor Greg Abbott on Wednesday, this is dated for May 5th. Okay. Texas Governor Greg Abbott on Wednesday said his administration may challenge a Supreme Court ruling that states must provide free public education to all children, including undocumented immigrants. Texas already long ago sued the federal government about having to incur costs of the education program in a case called Plier versus Doe. Okay, the governor said. Okay, I don't know what child. Kitty girl, why are you calling me? You know I'm on the air. Let's see. The governor said on the Joe Pags show. He added that the Supreme Court ruled against us on the issue about denying, or let's say Texas having to bear the burden, quote unquote. Plier versus Doe is a 1982 Supreme Court case that rejected the denial of public education funding for children who were undocumented. I think we will resurrect that case and challenge this issue again because the expenses are extraordinary and the times are different than when Plier versus Doe was issued many decades ago, Abbott said. The Hill has reached out to Abbott for comment. Abbott has also been a leading opponent of the Biden administration's decision to lift Title 42, a Trump-era public health rule that prevented migrants from seeking asylum to stem the spread of COVID-19. Abbott sent a bus full of immigrants to Washington, D.C. last month in what the White House called a public stunt. Okay. The Texas governor, who was running for re-election this year, also temporarily ramped up border inspections for trucks crossing into Texas, creating log jams that cleared only when Mexican governors pledged to increase security measures on their side of the border. Abbott's remarks follow the Monday night leak of the draft of the Supreme Court opinion overturning Roe versus Wade, the landmark case that established the right to an abortion in the United States. That report has prompted some activists and advocates to question what other Supreme Court precedents on basic rights could be overruled in the future. So now this fool want to challenge the public education and want to say that undocumented folks shouldn't receive public education. Okay. Now I'm going to say this yet again. If you don't want them over here, stop hiring them. Point blank, period. They will not come if they did not know they won't get the job, or if they know they won't get the job. Okay? Jesus and Maria has been sitting up there. Y'all been hiring them. How many of y'all go to hotels nowadays? Let me show you something. Have you ever gone to a hotel and wondered why the cleaning staff is mostly Latino and Hispanic nowadays? Remember when it used to be all black? Well, now it's mostly Latino and Hispanic and carrying on. The ladies are just doing everything. And most of them don't speak good English well enough to get through the day. Why? Because they are hired through a third party. So what happens is the children come over here who are documented folks, create a business. So you create a temp service, right? So you create a temporary service that's going to help out your people. See? So the people come over, they need a job. What do? They go over here, they get the job. Well, now I'm going to go and sell my company to you and say, listen, we could get this done for this amount of price of this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. We'll take care of all the overhead of this, that, and the other. Outside companies will sit up there and say, yes, we'll do that because the deal is right. They don't have to worry about insurance. They don't have to worry about all this other stuff that businesses do. So their overhead gets cut. They pay a contractor to come in. So now you got all the damn housekeeping staff who are undocumented because they went through the security, through the third party, the contract house, because the contract house is. Okay? So now you don't want them here. Stop fucking hiring them. Or if you want them documented, then damn it, put that on the employment agency. Make sure that they get the green. You could charge them if you charge me up the ass to make sure I got a driver's license. You charging me to get my own motherfucking birth certificate from here. A birth certificate costs $30 goddamn dollars. and I got to mail it. You charged me to get a fucking driver's license. You charged me to get a passport. Everything to prove that I'm a motherfucking U.S. citizen. There's the cost. So if you charging me and I'm already a fucking citizen, how in the hell you not charging them to get the paperwork?
And why do I start off with a little FICO and they start off with a big one?
Now let me throw some. I'm gonna stir a pot. Let me stir a little 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 pot. Just for shits and giggles. We live on the continent of North America, right?
That's what they told us, yeah.
A lot of the children that's coming are from South America, right? How come they're not considered Americans too?
Well,
if where they're coming from Mexico and Cuba and all that, that's on the continent of South America. That's what we're taught in our government classes. That is South America. How come they're not considered to be Americans with the twist?
So did you just how can I say this? Did you just put out there where ghetto mentality come from? Where a nigga will stand up and say, "This is my block on the north side," and a nigga on the south side of the same state, "This is my block."
And here's one better, because
behavior is taught. Behavior is not made up; it's taught.
Baby, Canada is also part of North America, but we don't call them Americans neither. They're Canadians.
They're Canadians.
But they are part of North America, according to what you teach me in this book.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Canadians don't play that. Because when you cross the line up there, you got to leave that American driver license at that line, and they give you another one right there. Then you go on.
Okay. They don't want no pause.
They're gonna make sure. They're gonna make sure you pick that up on your way out.
Okay. And I think the point that I'm trying to make here is this. And I know it's a stretch. I know it's a stretch, okay? Because we're different countries. We're governed differently. As a matter of fact, the entire continent. Well, here's the thing. We're the United States because we fought to be united. But the entire continent of North America, where the United States reside, if we were just like South America, honey, every state would be its own fucking country. Because Cuba and Belize and everything are separate countries. They're on the same continent, but they're all separate countries. They're not the United States of South America.
That's right. So we would be from the country of Georgia right now.
Right. Okay. Which is why we still sit up here with states' laws and carrying on. Which is why the states sit up there and tell the federal government, "Fuck you, we're not doing that. We're doing this." Which is what they did, was shutting down a lot of shit.
But which is also what gets people incarcerated and caught up, because you don't know what law to follow.
Exactly. That's just
like having a concealed weapon. When you wanted to get your license for concealed weaponry, and state of Georgia, you go get your license for a concealed weapon, right? You got to go through a whole background check, FBI check. All this stuff goes through fingerprint and all that. Worldwide, they check you out. You finally get approved, right. You finally get it. But when they give it to you, it's only good in 32 states. Then the weirdo thing about it is you got this card for concealed weapon. You can drive from Georgia all the way to Indiana. But if you cross over into Illinois, you're going to jail. Because Illinois don't want to recognize nobody's doggone gun card but their own. And then, here get straight. This is Illinois, the state, right? They don't recognize what they call an FOID card It's a firearm in the Illinois card. It's up there, right?
Okay.
That's the state. Now, if you're driving through Southern Illinois, you got an FOID card for them, and you got your gun. You can have your gun however you want it. You can have, you know, as long as it's not loaded, you can have ammunition one way and the gun the other place, and you just ride along having a good time. Police stop you. Oh, yeah, I got my gun. I got my FOID card. No problem. Okay, bro, have a nice day. Cross into the city of Chicago in the same state. Your ass going to jail. Because the gun, when you cross into the city limits, has to be broken down into pieces. No firing pin, no springs, no nothing. It had to be a bag of junk. That's if you got the FOID card, the FOID card, because bag of junk, FOID card, you're good. Bag of junk, no FOID card, you're going to jail. State, city. Why is it if you go through a full-blown United States of America FBI check to get a concealed weapon license, why it don't work in the whole country? Exactly. They check you out. They check you out in the whole country because when they do an FBI check, they check every state.
Hello, every state.
So you check me out in the whole country.
Right.
Charge me all this money, almost $100.
Right.
And tell me where I can't go.
A racket. A racket. It is a racket, the children. Okay? It is a racket.
I don't care who watching. When I go to Chicago, I ain't too slow to know where I'm at. I'm strapped.
Bada boom.
Okay.
And bada bing. Listen, let me take a commercial break because the band got to pee. Okay, we'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into a couple other things I got on the agenda for this evening. Starting with, I want to talk about what y'all think about the new Secretary of State. No, I'm sorry, not Secretary of State. She is going to be the new press secretary for our new president. We're going to talk about that when we come back, okay? So we will see you guys in a couple of seconds, darling.
Come on now. Okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that David Ford right there. That's his thing. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that David Ford. That's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
Have you tried Big Rob popcorn? It's a wonderful anytime snack that everyone will love. Available in 3 flavors. Grown and sexy, which is the perfect mix of cheddar, cheese, and caramel. Sugar Shack, a fruitful flavored mix of watermelon and apple. So delicious and good. How about spicy butter and white cheddar? Everyone loves it. That's why it's called good. All Big Rob snacks are manufactured in an FDA-approved facility and flash sealed for freshness, safety, and worldwide delivery. To order, call or text 937-367-8650. That's 937-367-8650. Or contact Big Rob via Instagram at HeyBigRob. As the holidays approach, take advantage of the holiday special. Purchase more than 2 bags and receive a free CD. Call or text 937-367-8650 to place your order now. Big Rob popcorn, the perfect snack that you will love. It's so delicious.
Hey, you want to be a part of God's plan? Look at this angel. That's right, the shine, the sheen. You can only get that at Royal Extensions. Hit us up at Royal Extensions, www.royalextensionsatlanta.com or IG Royal Extensions 20. If you want to have the same thing as God's plan, you get it right here at Royal Extensions.
Welcome to Alo Nana. Treat yourself to the luxurious experience of having all natural shea butter soaps and body balms that will soften, radiate, and even exfoliate your skin. Alo Nana products are designed with you in mind to promote overall health and wellness the way that nature intended. No dyes, no colors, no chemicals. Just pure love, like receiving a hug from grandma. Get your Alo Nana today. Contact Aunt Nikki on IG or call 267-629-1364. Alo Nana, building a legacy, not a letdown.
All right, what's up everybody? So I'm gonna walk you through everything that's in this amazing duffel from Tote and Carry. It's super light and super easy to travel with. It has this strap right here, which is nice and comfortable for your shoulder. It has this zipper pocket right in the front, which is perfect for your mask, your wet wipes, and your Purell. So I'm COVID safe. Then there's this big zippered pocket, and you're not even gonna believe what I have in here. So there's 2 pockets right here, and it's perfect for your sunglasses and your phone, so you don't have to like scramble through your bag to look for all those things. And then throughout it, I have my shoes, another pair of shoes, my hat, toiletries, a full bag of toiletries, and 3 jackets. Didn't think I had that much in there, did ya? And then I have my AirPods right here, a book in the big zippered pocket, and just like that, that was everything in this bag, and it carries so much. So Tote and Carry, this is an awesome duffel, and yeah, you guys should all pick one up.
I'll put this on the YouTube. I'm gonna put this on the YouTube. Hey Demetrius, what's going on, Demetrius? Dennis Taylor, what's going on, Big Meech? They call me Big Meech. Larry Hoover. That's right.
You can never go.
All right, and we are back. Hello, darlings. Hello. Okay, if you're still with us, darling, we thank you, we love you, we appreciate you for all of your love and your support.
Except for when we rolled through that thing last. Can't do that.
Because, listen, I'm going to start here. Oh, I said I was going to go here first. I said I was going to come through and give y'all the whole do-wah-diddy. Are y'all hip to the new White House press secretary? Huh? Let me share the screen. In case you're not, I want to share the screen. This doesn't have an audio, but I always click the audio so that I know what we're doing. But what it is, I just want to make sure that I don't forget not to click it. Okay. Y'all see this black woman right here? Y'all see her? Okay. She is going to be replacing outgoing Secretary Jen Psaki. Okay. Her name is Karine Jean-Pierre. They say Jean, I'm going to say Jean. President Biden has announced that Karine Jean-Pierre will replace the departing Jen Psaki as White House press secretary. In addition, Jean-Pierre, who has served as deputy press secretary, would be assistant to the president. Psaka's last day in the White House is May 13th. I'm saying her name wrong. Jean-Pierre would be the first black woman and the first openly gay person to serve in this role. Karine not only brings the experience, talent, and integrity needed for this difficult job, but she will continue to lead the way in communicating about the work of the Biden-Harris administration on behalf of the American people, Biden said in a statement. Jill and I have known and respected Karine a long time, and she will be a strong voice speaking for me and this administration. Prior to her role in the Biden administration and Biden-Harris administration, she served as chief public affairs officer for MoveOn.org, and she served as an NBC and MSNBC political analysis. She has worked on both President Barack Obama's presidential campaigns in 2008 and 2012 and served in the Obama White House. Jean-Pierre was born in Martinique and raised in New York by Haitian parents. She is a Columbia University graduate and a published author. Okay, so what y'all think, child? What do y'all think about that? What you giving? Okay, y'all think that's gonna be a cool move, or do y'all think that this could be a strategic plan because it's hot in the kitchen right now, and because it's hot in that damn kitchen, it's best that we have a black person at the face of it. Because Miss Jen, honey, she was cool. I liked her. She was able to deal with the rough and the tough and the carrying on. She did her thing as far as I was concerned. But I don't know why she's stepping down and why she's leaving. Okay. We don't know why she's leaving. At least it hasn't gone public. But do y'all think that Luma's thing, is just up there to be the smokescreen? Or is this a ploy? Because y'all know y'all always saying that Biden ain't doing enough for blacks and carrying on. So is this a ploy to have a black woman up there, in this particular position? Or are y'all sitting up there pissed because not only is she black, but she's also part of the recipe? Okay.
Well, we had to do something for you niggas and you alphabet kids. We had, what I'm saying? So it's like we throw one rock and bust two windows. So we
throw one rock, bust two windows. Okay.
So
Okay.
They meant well. Them good wholesome white people. They meant well.
Lord. And then she's a chocolate sister because y'all know y'all mad at Kamala, honey. Y'all saying Miss Kamala wasn't black enough. She was black enough to pledge, AKA. Okay. But she ain't black enough. But y'all say she ain't. Y'all want to say she ain't black enough, and because she got a white husband and blah blah yakety. So what is this? What do y'all think this is? I think for me, I think that this was not. I don't think it was just a political move. I think it was a necessary move because I strongly believe that in this particular administration, having a black person to speak for the white man, quote unquote, is something that we have been used to doing. That's something that we have been groomed to do.
I'm gonna say this. this is me, and I'm gonna leave it alone, and I'm gonna let you have it. White, black, Chinese, Mexican, Puerto Rican. You can go in every one of their houses, and they all got hot chocolate or cocoa on the shelf.
Only take it out when needed.
And it's too dark for you to drop a few marshmallows in it. So
you so motherfucking dumb. You dumb as fuck. But that's perfect.
Right.
My initial feeling when I heard this, I was like, oh, okay, this is cute. But again, I'm still wondering why Jen is stepping down. Okay. Why you can't go through with the whole administration? It's only been 2 years, girl. Why can't you go through? You know, or maybe it was too much. Maybe the pressure is just too much. At the same time, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, again, here we are, you know, we got the black face out there to take the hit, you know, because y'all know the press is very vicious. The press is very vicious.
Isn't that how it goes?
So if she's out front to take the hit, you know, I would love, I just got to see how this is going to go, how she's going to turn this. And let me say this. I'm not making this reference because I'm saying that she's having an affair with the president. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just sitting up here saying that we as black folks have gotten so used to the TV show with Olivia Pope. Okay. Coming in fixing shit. I loved Olivia.
I like Olivia.
Okay. Yeah, but that was a TV show, and that was based on
political uplift. She's uplifting in the political world, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So in a lot of cases, you know, she was the fix-it girl. You know, we're gonna make this happen. And the press secretary was Abby, the redhead girl. Okay, that they were working in conjunction with.
All right.
So now that we have this face, I for whatever reasons, I just see this as one of those type of moves, you know, that's going to generate. I'm trying to see what they're looking for this to generate. If they're trying to solidify the black woman vote, if they're trying to solidify the party, I don't know what this is going for. Outside of saying that, you know, he's on this thing of, you know, appointing a black woman to the Supreme Court. Now you're going to appoint the first black woman and the first openly gay to be the press secretary.
Press secretary. You know, well, I mean, you got to remember that's about adding another color to the red, white, and blue flag. They got to make space for the beige stripes. So yeah.
No, they're gonna make room, honey. That's gonna change what they're gonna do is take the stark white and just call it and make it ecru.
Okay. Oh, okay. We're gonna get up there. We're gonna stick our nose up in there. Ecru.
Right, it's gonna be ecru, honey. So it's not gonna be a stark white like it is. It's gonna be ecru or cream. Okay.
Call it what it is. It's gonna be a dirty white.
You dumb. Right. The prince says 1 rock, 2 windows. Right. Okay. So I'm looking at that from that particular perspective because I'm like, wow, this particular move. Okay. And she was the girl's assistant, so she was assistant to the press secretary. She's worked in the Obama during the campaign under the Obama administration, so she's familiar with, you know, Biden and Kerry, because it was Obama Biden. So she knows, you know, so I see the move, I see the power play in it. Okay. At the same time,
she probably knows enough on both administrations in order to doggone make powerful political decisions at her job level.
Right. In order to answer these questions.
Right. Because people got to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Politicians, they got to sleep at night. They try to set themselves up to be able to sleep at night. And when you got somebody that you know you can trust to get in front of the media, you know what I'm saying? You have it. When you don't have nobody you can trust, you sitting up watching everything they do and rewriting everything getting ready to say out their mouth.
Right.
or got gag orders, stack of gag orders on your desk so high you can't see. So.
Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Right. Okay. So now let's do this. Let's do this because catch this, y'all. Catch this. Now this is May 4th, okay? Anti-abortion lawmaker celebrates Roe News with quote unquote God's chicken. The Michigan state representative invited his colleagues to his office to eat a Chick-fil-A, the Detroit News reported. Here we go. A Republican brought breakfast for his fellow Michigan legislators to celebrate the prospect of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. God's chicken. State Representative Steve Carra, a self-described Trump-endorsed conservative fighter, quote unquote, sent an email Tuesday morning to all of his Republican and Democratic colleagues, inviting them to his office for what, according to the Detroit News, was breakfast from Chick-fil-A, the fast food company long associated with conservative stances like opposing same-sex marriage. To illustrate, Carra included a photo of himself holding a tray of food in front of his office, where a sign on the door read "Baby Lives Matter" with BLM. The letters more often used to represent the Black Lives Matter movement in bold. Carra made a similar announcement on his Facebook page, celebrating the great victory from last night with God's chicken. Hashtag Baby Lives Matter. Carra's post came about 14 hours after Politico published a leaked draft of that. Okay, Carra also invited others to celebrate the news with him. Some of his Democratic colleagues made it clear they did not want any of his chicken. State Republican Samantha Steckloff, elected in 2020 to represent a district outside of Detroit, posted a screenshot of his email on Twitter along with the message. My colleague, hate to call him that, sent this email to all Dems and Republicans today. Women will die, Steve, but stay classy, Steckloff wrote. Abdul El Said, a politician, epidemiologist, and CNN commentator who ran for Michigan governor in 2018 on an unapologetic progressive platform, had a similar thought. Women will die because of this, and this dude serving buttered biscuits. Not butter biscuits, had it.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. Okay. He was wrong for that.
Oh, Lord, have mercy, Hattie. Good evening. Okay. Oh, my. So, yeah, okay. He's serving butter biscuits, baby. Okay, butter biscuits. So, what y'all think about that, honey? How did y'all think it's insensitive? You know, he used the BLM, to stand for Baby Lives Matter versus Black Lives Matter, whatever. And I'm sure he was one of the conservatives that couldn't stand BLM at the time. Okay. And now, yet again, we're using God's chicken, honey, to celebrate God's chicken, because Chick-fil-A is a very conservative organization. Now, you know what? Let me go on the record and say this, because there was a whole big campaign. A lot of our Caucasian counterparts of the alphabet soup, they wanted us to boycott and carry on. That was that's the soup that got the clear broth. You know, with the alphabet soup with the tomato broth. Okay, it got a little color. Okay, yeah, okay.
You heard that? You heard that?
They use chicken.
What?
We the alphabet soup. They got the dark broth, the tomato broth. The other ones they use chicken broth, light and clear.
Yeah,
Their
okay.
noodles are more fluffy.
Right.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, well, it's fluffy on me.
But there was a whole campaign to boycott Chick-fil-A. Okay, because right when we were fighting for same-sex marriage and carrying on, Chick-fil-A went on the record, said they don't support it.
Well, you know, that's about that Adam and Steve thing, and you know what I'm saying, Esther and Eve. You know, so okay.
Esther and Eve.
Right, that's what that was about, because it's back to the beginning of the show. Is one of the Christian organizations, and so they had to represent and stand their ground for who they are.
Right.
I'm not mad at them because we all have opinions. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And you know, now that's exactly where I was going, because I was one who did not take in that boycott. And the reason why I didn't take into it because I was like, listen, everybody's entitled to run their business the way they want to run their business. They have now, as much as they are against all of those things on the personal level, they have done the most hiring of gays. According to what I'm told about their platform or whatever, they have some of the best benefits. You know, the way the makeup is and carrying on with the company.
The program and the company is off the chain. Okay, is one of the better companies to work for in America right now.
Right.
And,
So
they advocates for battered women.
Okay.
He has shelters where he puts these women up and sets them up for life and gives them a job at one of the locations. See, a lot of them women, they can't tell their story. It's unprofessional at work. But a lot of them ladies come up, build up, and become managers and stuff. They done been beat up by Billy Ray and Ray and them.
Right.
And done got saved by the Chick-fil-A Foundation because he has battered women's shelters. And he sets them women up to change their life and go in different directions.
Exactly. So the company itself, overall, their thing is that. But as he took a stance, I didn't have to agree with his stance, but he's entitled to that. And that's how I saw it. As someone who took a stance, and it wasn't a whole big to do. This is what we believe, and this is what as the company, I'm the president of the company. Boom.
All right. But I like vanilla, but I prefer chocolate. You know what I'm saying?
And there you have it. Okay. And I didn't participate in that because, number one, here, I like the waffle fries. The waffle fries, you can't beat them. Okay.
So you like the waffle fries,
huh?
Why you like the waffle fries so much?
I like the waffle fries, honey. Well, never mind. Okay.
Because they round with holes in it?
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
They crispy or they melt in your mouth?
Both.
Oh. Okay. So you on a date when you got some fries?
Sometimes. Or practicing for one.
Something wrong with me. We're going to get him some help.
That is where we are with that. But the child sat down there, and for him to go there, one of the things that's kicking me is like a lot of it's the gloating. And these children, these conservatives, the way how they're gloating is one thing. Oh, this is God's chicken, and and again, going back to like we said at the top of the show, I'm real tired of everyone wanting to make this a whole something that is very subjective. Spiritual beliefs are subjective, children. They are subjective. That is a personal thing. And anytime
my religion, my business.
Right. When you take it so personal and then try to subject everybody to it, now aren't you forcing your beliefs on somebody else? When you tell me all the time as a gay man, oh, I get so tired of seeing that y'all forcing us. You making me have to deal. Really? Really?
You said, wait, hold on. Your last, you said making you had to get gay. What'd you say?
I said, isn't this the same as you pushing your beliefs on somebody, the same way that everybody keep trying to tell the gay children, oh, you forcing this on us, you throwing this down our throats. Every time I'm turning around, it's gay this and gay that. But isn't this the same thing?
Up to the gay part, it sounds like one of my old dates. The forcing and throwing it down their throat. Y'all, yeah. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Isn't that the same thing that we can say about political attributes or standing points during the time that they are out here campaigning?
Okay.
You can take people's sexuality and what their preference is in life and turn it into an issue to lobby against. But what if I have an issue what I can't see past around the corner because you got so many signs stacked in the front yard of somebody's house, or I'm trying to turn the corner and there's people all outside standing in the middle of the street with bullhorns and everything, scaring the heck out of me. You know what I'm saying? They steady talking and yelling, and you driving by with your window down, or you running up on me, asking me, am I registered to vote? Which is really that's my own personal business.
Right.
It's a lot of things they do that they against with somebody else what they got going on.
Right.
You can't have it both ways.
The hypocrisy of it all.
That's right.
The hypocrisy of it all.
Politically and hypocritically correct.
Okay. Oh, child, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I wanted to attack this last little thing about teen violence. I don't know if any of y'all have caught me on The Point with Travis Evans. I've been on his show a few times actually. He comes on like Tuesdays, and a couple of weeks ago we were on a Monday. And you know what? I should have had a clip of that ready for y'all. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna go research it. I'm gonna take a clip of his show because the topic that we had was, can you represent both the Black community and the gay community at the same time?
Well, what if you're a Black gay person?
That was my point. I'm right here at the crossroads. I'm in the intersection, honey. I'm at the intersection of all of that. And a lot of folks think that because they feel as though that the LGBT thing is always.
Lord.
I'm so sick of y'all.
Okay, you know what? If everything in the world was so pettily segregated, then there would be a fight in the LGBT world, the tops against the bottoms. Okay?
Well, it is. There is, believe it or not.
After midnight.
Huh?
Before or after midnight.
Oh, it depends. Because now, if y'all saw my Pick Meats moment, okay, here we go. I did a Pick Meats moment just before leaving Orlando, right? Because it was a topic that came up while we were in discussion.
Right.
And the topic was about top shaming. Okay. Now,
you got to we have an open audience. You need to define when you make statements.
I'm about to. Hold on. Because this particular topic is not usually titled top shaming, because a lot of folks don't consider this to be top shaming. But what happens is this: if a bottom, because you have top, bottom, and verse, right?
Right.
Then we have verse tops and verse bottoms. Okay. Verse tops means that I top primarily of the time, but I will bottom periodically. Verse bottoms is just the opposite. I mainly bottom, but I will top sometimes. But what happens is the bottoms of our community will sit up and they would tell the top, oh, you ain't no real top because real tops don't take dick. Okay. But it's okay for a bottom to profess that they're a verse bottom. But the bottoms would get on the tops, and a lot of bottoms won't fuck with verse tops because they feel as though they're not real tops. Okay. And
who keeps up with this shit?
But child, it has become a dynamic because of what folks start to believe is supposed to be the rules of the land when it comes to sexual positions and carrying on. Because yes, total tops, you got, well, strict tops, let me do strict. Strict tops and strict bottoms are just that, okay? Total tops and total bottoms is a little different. And what I mean by that is, anybody who said I'm a total top, most of the time in their minds, they see themselves or they perform like straight men. Okay, they're not oral. They don't do shit. Nigga, this is my dick. You sit up here service me. I'm fuck that ass. I'm get my nut. Boom, I'm out. Okay. If you don't get yours in the same time, then hell, that's on you. Okay. Total bottoms are just the flip of that. You don't touch me. You don't touch my accoutrements or whatever because my dick is not for you to touch. Okay. Basically, they bitch out. They total bitch. Okay. And I don't deal with neither because that's very selfish sex to me. I can't get pleasure. You're in this for you. You're not in it for me. Okay. And so when the verse bottoms come into play, you got these strict tops and strict bottoms who want to act as if, you know, there's something wrong. But it's always the bottoms who got more mouth. Tops don't talk about other tops, whether they bottom or not. That ain't something they talk about. But bottoms always bitch about if the top is taking dick or not. So they fight. Yeah. And it's becoming a thing because these are the conversations that a lot of folks are having. A lot of folks claiming that they want relationships or whatever. But you will see in the language, if you go on some of the dating sites and carrying on, you will see the language being used. They would sit down and they would say, you know, I only want total tops. I don't want no verse. You can't be verse. And carrying on because a lot of people feel as though a verse person is going to want you to come out of your character. If I'm with you and I say, yes, I'm with you, I know what the dynamics are. And I say, yes, but you take away my choice because you don't even want to fuck with it because in your mind, you think I may say, okay, it's your turn. You know? So
nah, I just thought about these niggas that run around here, right? And they swear they say they're not gay, but all they do is top somebody, right? They swear they ain't gay. But what you gonna do when you top somebody that's a little more masculine and a little more structured than you, like Debo or somebody, and they say, my turn?
Those are the kind of folks they don't want to fuck with. For that reason.
Well, what if you get in a situation like that and not you finna get raped?
Well, that's prison. A lot of that is prison. You know. A lot of that is prison. And this is why it becomes that way. And in alphabet world, this is some of the shit that we did. Well, I'm gonna play this clip one more time because I know you've seen it, but I'm playing because it's funny as hell. I just love playing this clip. Okay. Because this child is so on point.
Listen, man, I can't speak for nobody else.
Okay.
But the LGBT community that I was once a part of is not that same community. We used to be happy and gay.
Yeah.
Now we're just miserable and mad and talking about each other, saying what we should do and what we can't do, what we ain't doing, what we ain't doing.
Good.
Mad at the stuff for stuff. Mad because studs like to get clear coat and get their nails in.
Yeah.
Mad because studs be out here twerking. Mad because the feminine lesbians is done with the studs. They just fucking with each other now. Bad because the stems came out. They half stem, half stud. Bad because the transgender male is going to date the male. Having babies and shit. Mad because people ain't using the right pronouns and adjectives and shit. What happened to us being happy and just gay?
I have no clue. I don't know,
We is
baby.
divided. We is filed up. It's not the same
It
else.
ain't. It ain't. It
I'm
ain't.
out. I'm out. I'm on.
Abort.
Ooh. Something wrong with you. Oh God.
No, I said earlier when I played it the first time, I've got to do a male version of this because everything that she has just said in that is, yeah, we mad because nobody's living up to what these supposedly things are supposed to mean. Okay, a stud ain't supposed to get their nails done or whatever. Because that's considered to be a femme thing. Okay,
but that's why I said this. Okay, my confusion in the alphabet world came in with this. I was cool, and that's the thing I hate. You know, once I learned about something, I'm embraced something, I see what it is. Okay, I get it. Okay, both sides of the fence. I learned something. I'm cool. Do you? I'm happy for you if that's what makes you happy. But then you want to turn around and hit me with a curveball when I see super film being with super stud girl. I don't understand that. It's like they're a couple.
yeah.
So you only like men like girl, like I'm confused. It's like, okay, you a dude, you like men, but you're gonna date a girl that's damn near a man.
Well,
and
there's a different component with that.
It's confusing.
It's confusing because all you see is masculinity. There's a different component with that because they see an aggressive girl, but she's still a girl, and she treats her a little bit differently. The love making is different, of course, and all of that. It becomes all of that. And the whole dynamic of it. The whole dynamic of it changes.
No,
and that's what it is. And then too, is in the same realm when you find those who date trans women. Okay, guys who date trans women, especially very passable, but yet they're pre-op because they still have, they don't have any surgery or anything. No augmentation, but no surgery.
I know somebody that was like that. I know somebody like that.
And it's kind of like having the best of both worlds in their minds or whatever, and how they see that, because
that's what that's about.
In some regards, yeah. In other regards, it's more so the comfortability. It could be that the studs are usually a little bit more gentle with their masculinity because it's from a female perspective. It's not testosterone driven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do know a lot of aggressive studs, honey. I'm like, but what is this? Because you have become a caricature of a dude. You should have been trying to do something fucking hard.
I done dapped up some females, and they shake your hand harder than a nigga.
Right. And yet they still profess to be women because they don't want to be trans men, which is something different. Because you got a lot of studs who could easily blend into that department of being trans, but they don't identify as trans. They still like
but it's crazy. But what I don't like about the system is this. Okay, now we're getting back to the lawmakers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This girl, right, with an imaginary cock, in her mind, she thinks she hung low. She come up there, she done pencil on a mustache and everything. That's what she do every day. Give me some doggone gripe like a nigga in the street.
Right.
And I hit her with an overhand right and knock her ass out.
Right.
Because she came at me like a man.
Right.
And then when we get to court, she show up in spandex and a miniskirt or something with her hair done like a victim.
Right. That's game. That's all.
Okay, so if the courts are going to get involved, the politics are going to get involved, they need to get all the way involved and stop the mess. Stop the mess all the way around. Not just that situation, but there's several situations on both sides of the fence where it gets that way.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to get involved in something, get all the way involved in a game, recognized game.
Well. Okay. That's a very interesting point. However, I have no answer for it because those lines blur, you know, it takes those who walk in that blurriness, honey, to sit down there to get the vision correct. Okay. So, yeah, because they could understand it.
Right.
All right. And they could explain it better, you know, to some regard. For me, it is deep it's trying to be deep to a fault. And it's like, for what? You know, it's trying to be for what? And sometimes I think that we overthink it. I think that other times it's just a ploy, you know, just to make headways or to make headlines or whatever the case is. I don't know.
But
so
it is what it is. Live and let live. God bless you. I'm with you. As long as you're doing the right thing and positive about it. Again, like the famous song that you all have not heard yet, and it's going to be put out. Love is love.
Okay. Oh, they've heard it. They've heard it. We just got to release it.
We're going to do a video, bro. We need to do a video.
Oh, child. Oh, baby. I got a concept out of this world. But nonetheless. Wait. That sounded like a toilet.
I don't know. I'm sitting right here with you.
I know. Whatever the hell that was, I'm like, what the hell? Anywho. All right. Well, on that note, honey, what we're going to do, I want to let the children go home and get on back to their Friday nights because it is almost the witching hour. So you got time to sit there, put a couple of glad rags on if you're trying to go out and continue to celebrate your Cinco de Mayo from yesterday. Okay. Right. And for those of y'all who decided to make a weekend of it, okay.
Hey, mister, how much is your sister?
Okay, right. Okay. A penge, honey. Grande panga. Okay.
Grande panga.
Okay. El es guapo. Con chico. Okay. So in that regard, darling, I'm going to let you guys do all of that and get back to what it is that you're getting into. We want to say hi and happy birthday early, honey. Little Miss Alani, honey, is turning 1 year old. So tomorrow, honey, you know, we got the little turn up on tomorrow and things of that nature. So afterwards, we'll be here on the show. I got some things coming down the pipeline. Let me say this. I got some packages missing. And so this is going to make me have to get a fucking outside security camera outside of my door because Amazon and Mr. Man, that we done had some stuff that was delivered that we don't have. Okay. And I know some of these are badass little kids in my complex and they probably took the damn shit. I get tired of Amazon. They took a picture. You know, they send you the picture that they left it. But bitch, you don't get no signature, no nothing. You just drop and go. And so now I was requesting a refund, but they're like, well, are you returning this or not? I never got it because it was stolen. So y'all better either, and usually they would give you the option to either say, send me another order or refund. Okay. And I'm like, no, because there was some of my wispy shit that didn't make it on the trip, honey. If y'all want to see pictures of the trip, honey, up on my Facebook page, the ones that I can share. Okay. The ones that I can share. They're up on Facebook. Okay. So having said all that, my darling, listen. I want you guys to thank you. I'm a thank you. But what I want you to do, honey, if you love us the way that you say that you do and the way that you've shown us, honey, like, subscribe, share, and tell all of your friends, honey, to like, subscribe, and share, darling. But if you hate us, hating on us, dislike us, don't like what I said or whatever, honey, got you all up in your feelings, honey, you could tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like, subscribe, and share. Okay? And we're going to appreciate all that too, because one of the things that you need to understand is everything that we're doing over here at 3 the Hard Way, the Syndicate, honey. How about that? Everything that we're doing in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, honey, will move forward. You may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech and the big guy ally over there, honey, that's Minister Hayes. And then the absence of Aunt Nikki, honey. I told y'all, I thought she was going to get in the comments, honey, but she got all them grandbabies over there at the house. Okay.
I don't know why she didn't get in here. She just was on TikTok. I saw you. I saw you.
You ticking and talking, girl. That's all right. But in any event, honey, we want to thank you for your love and your support, honey. Come on in on tomorrow. We had another new show, honey. Some new shit to talk about, baby.
Hey.
The way that we do, child. The way that we do. And I'm going to try to bring in a couple of little cute little games or whatever. We go back to the cards, child.
And don't forget about the Bible study every Wednesday night. If you want to come get your Jesus on and learn something, I promise you it gets put down no other way, boy. It'd be off the chain. So
okay.
The big reveal tomorrow.
Oh yeah. We got the big reveal tomorrow.
Oh,
of Purple Rain.
Oh, for tomorrow.
The big reveal for Purple Rain.
Oh, got it. Well, all right then, darlings, honey. On that note, honey, let's go to sleep so tomorrow can get here, baby. Okay. So listen, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We see you on another Do I Diddy, honey. So on that note, and what? Scene, bitch, scene.
I let you.